I decided to make a custom coaster set after getting a new cool hobby CNC. Yet, later on I realized I needed something to hold them. So, am I about to build a holder for them for the next 20 minutes and fail at it? Absolutely. 100% yes. With raw stock, we're just making some quick rough cuts on the table saw to break this down. Right now, it looks like trash, but trust the process, right? Or don't, because I barely know what I'm doing at best. Since I value having 10 fingers, it's time to build a custom jig. Jigs, however, are just a side quest for ADHD people to avoid our actual work at hand. But hey, now we can safely batch out all the side pieces without any sketchy cuts to my fingers. Alright, let's glue this up. We'll apply way too much glue, clamp it down like it owes us money, and then we'll enter the painful process of any DIY project. Play lots of Call of Duty while the wood glue dries. It's the moment of truth. The clamps come off. Look at that. It actually stuck together. Step 1 is officially a success. Now the base of the holder. More glue, clamps, a lot more praying to the gods that everything stays square and, more importantly, stuck together. Let's unclamp this base and... Hold on. Off camera I realized eyeballing the size wasn't good. The base is too small. However, instead of crying about it, let's pivot and make it bigger. I don't know what can we see with this. Take 2. Let's cut down the new piece of wood that I added to match to the exact thickness of the original. Measure twice, cut once, right? Nah, not in this case. Cut twice and hope to hell. To route out the base, I'm using the painter's tape and superglue trick to lock down a routing template. Let's head over to the router table and route out the recess for the coasters to sit in. Now let's get rid of the template. and square off the corners as round corners don't play nice with square corners. Let's manually square these up with a chisel. Test fit time, and it fits like a glove. Now we glue the sides to our larger base. Now that the clamps are off, it's starting to look like a real object, but we've got some ugly overhangs to deal with. Let's rough cut the excess chunkiness to save the router bit from doing too much heavy lifting. Let's slice it close, but leave just enough to flush trim it. Let's get the flush trim bit installed. Watching the router eat away the excess material and leave behind a perfectly flat joint is insanely satisfying. All my previous mistakes are gone, but because I used flat-sided flush trim bit instead of a compression bit, I just created more issues for myself. Let's set up a round over bit so that we can maybe get rid of all these issues that I've made. Plus, it'll produce more comfortable grabs when you go and grab the holder, and it'll again give me an excuse to hide the chipping on the corners. I'm taping up the back of the coasters to prevent the finish coat from going over and causing more work for me. And in the corner screen, hey, you can check it out. The 3D printer is running in the background because why use scrap wood for the finished standoffs when you can over-engineer some stupid plastic standoffs? Now let's set up the drying station on a baking sheet where our fresh 3D printed standoffs sit. Now let's watch as the wood grain pops and when the finish hits it. Nah, not with Verifane Diamond. This finish goes on milky, but it's supposed to dry crystal clear. We'll see how that works. After running them through the laser engraver with my custom logo, I'm going to stick some cork pads on them to the bottom so that they don't ruin my coffee table or my glass table here. And there it is. Multi-material coaster set and holder that turned out way better than it had any right to. What do you guys think? And that's the product, which I totally nailed. 0 notes. Okay, so real talk, I suck at this. I can't time a video for my life. I can't write a script because my brain melts when I do it. And I'm pretty sure 80% of the voiceover was just me holding my breath. Look, the product was okay. It's the video making part where I hit the wall, so if you've got scripts, tips, ideas, or just want to tell me how to edit everything so I don't get distracted every 4 seconds, drop me a comment. Help a creator out before I try to turn this into a musical.